spoiler, this is a big city.
Damn it!
And Killy goes, boom, a lot.
See, I know his name is Killy and all that, but, like, I liked it more when it was Kiri, because then it's less over the fucking top.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, let's name our main character Travis fucking Touchdown. It's like, yeah, that's subtle as fuck. Oh, I know. What if we just named our character Killy? There's no way that could be any kind of subtext or whatever. Anyway. Welcome to Hate Plus.
Hat plus time.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
This is us right here.
Oh.
The investigator, an unmarried woman who misses Earth, returns home with the love-struck Hyun-ae. Hyun-ae, who feels strongly that her love is true.
Wait.
This be us. We're doing it!
Hey, that's the scientist outfit,
Yeah,
too.
that is the one we picked out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah!
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, geez, I'm so sorry.
Oh, what's up?
If you're saying something to me, I can't hear you at all. Oh geez, I'll explain. Well, I tried installing that advanced dictionary you got for me, and, well, I couldn't get it to work. Even the builds that were supposed to be fine just kept giving me an architecture not supported error. I don't know why. So I tried to recompile my language processing function so I could support it, but I don't really understand how AIs work very well, I guess. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I guess I sort of just broke it more. Like I said before, if you're saying anything, I can't hear you, and every time I try to run an English to Korean translation, it just comes out as nonsense. For example, if I try to translate your ship's name from English, I get which I can't really understand. It's just like before when I was back on the Mugunghwa and I couldn't parse what you were saying.
Wow! How convenient.
Sorry, are you mad at me? We're not mad. We're not mad. Are you upset?
I'm just sorry too. Are we sorry too, or it doesn't matter? I'm not upset.
I'm not upset.
I'm not upset. It doesn't matter. Don't get to her flesh. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
What? Don't say that. Yes, it does. It means we can't communicate properly. If we're in a real relationship, I think that's important. We'll be able to get it fixed once we get to Earth, right? Right?
Of course.
That's a relief. I don't know what I'd do if this was permanent. Well, I waited over 600 years to meet you, didn't I?
Aww.
3 days, that's nothing. Anyway, there's something else you should know. While I was looking through my code, trying to debug my damage, I found a big block of data that I thought was garbage. It's not garbage though, it's data. For some reason, it seems to be embedded in my source. I'm not really sure why. It's not part of my memories, it's in the actual machine code for some reason. It's labeled with something that says, net terminal gene.
By the way, if you're sick of all these puns, you can blame Vivian.
The important thing is, though, I think it's log files from the Mugunghwa. They have date stamps on them, and they seem to be from before the year O.
0.
The year letter 0. Sorry, letter O. Sorry, that wasn't even on purpose. That looks like a lowercase o to me.
Honey, sometimes talking with you is a curse.
Well, I can't actually read them without extracting them, but that's what the index says. It's really exciting. What happened in year O that made everyone forget was always the big mystery to me. Maybe these will explain.
Oh my god, if you're gonna be like this, I'm just gonna go to the other room for this entire LP.
I think that's a bad
do this
idea.
on your own.
Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we can't communicate, but we could still go through those together.
Yeah.
What do you think, Miss Investigator? Can I be your sidekick again?
I'll be in charge. Of course. I don't want to.
Of course. Yay, that's wonderful. Let's investigate them together. Let me explain how this will work then. I'm afraid I can't just extract all of them at once. I can explain if you want, but it's kind of boring.
Explain anyway.
Very well. I don't really understand this myself very well, so I'm sorry if I get some details wrong, but basically, the core game code is designed with a game mechanic to split the access of the logs across discrete chunks of time. So, if I just copied all that log data out, the recompile script wouldn't work at all, since it would detect the duplicated code.
And we'd just be playing this game in one sitting instead of 3.
Which means I'll have to copy them out, delete the parts that are actually in my code base, then recompile myself. But I don't want to delete more than a few at a time, because I'm scared that I might make a mistake. So I'm going to be super careful. No more than 6 files at a time, and my script's going to triple check that I'm not deleting something important by accident. It'll be way slower and probably take up a lot of power, because the virtual machine you're running me in is pretty inefficient.
Ouch. Is Hyun-ae throwing some shade at us? But
well, better to be safe, right?
you throwing shade at my old-ass computer here?
I think so. Does that all make sense?
You're right, it is boring.
No! Yes, it makes sense.
I do
Great.
love how you get a visual indicator of what Hyun-ae's reaction is going to be before you make your selection.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the things I love about Christine Love's later games, because that turned up again in Lady Killer in a Bind,
Yes.
where you would know the emotional outcome of any action you take before you take it, so there's no misunderstanding, right? There's no like, oh, I meant that differently than the game made it sound.
Almost, but not entirely, unlike real life. I think I used up most of today's power-up running debugging, though. So we'll only be able to do a little bit. But there's always tomorrow. Anyway, I'll let you decide which log files you want to extract first. Then we can read them together.
So this is super different from the framing device last time I played this.
Hey, could you click on me, please? Oh, that's the spot. Yay, it works. Right, very well. It's a little bit like on the Mugunghwa. I'll use that as an indicator that I want your attention. Well, that's all. Just click on me if you want to talk in the future. Anyway, let's get back to investigating together.
Click on me, 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 click on me. So last time I played this game, the ending I'd gotten analog was that I'd left alone.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire framing device for this game was different.
Really?
Oh yeah. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck is going on here?
Wait, so what did happen then?
I don't want to spoil it in case it's a spoiler.
Okay, then I'll ask you after. Let's check our inbox.
So we're on the White Princess, huh? Hard shell frame for an AI construct. We've evaluated your questionnaire and we've attached a pamphlet for a model which we think will suit your needs. The Marigold 89 hard shell frame. Marigold is our mainstay animation-inspired model for classical feminine presentation for the happening construct that requires both close human integration and elegance in all things. In a Marigold frame, you can start the day with a cup of tea. Coffee would be too vulgar. In the morning,
Game
feel
over.
the breeze.
No.
Feel
Continue.
the breeze in your hair in the afternoon. Go out dancing, ballroom, of course, the night away. Then finish with a graceful pick on the cheek of your dancing partner. Full sensory feedback. We guaranteed each Marigold frame's visual, audio, tactile, olfactory has been triple tested thoroughly to register at least 95% of standard human resolution. Of course, Marigold is compatible with all hard-shell sensory systems, so whether it's for stargazing nebulae with your sweetheart or appreciating strawberry crepes more thoroughly, we have you covered. The face that launched the 1,000 starships. As with all hard-shell models, we offer fully customizable facial designs and 12 months of free hairstyle reconfigurations with purchase. But Marigold's facial range goes above and beyond expectations. With its animation-inspired, exaggerated features, you'll actually boast an even wider range of expressions than a typical human. From the subtlety of a coy smile to a heartful shouting in the slight twinkle of your eyes of happiness. In Marigold, we promise you'll be able to inspire that uki uki waku waku feeling in anyone. Newly upgraded. Of course, what makes the 89 model of Marigold truly special are the additional features. The state-of-the-art Dream Machine GPU allows for the perfect recollection of your most treasured memories. Patented real tear system allows for a revolutionary wide range of expression of despair.
Oh no!
Plus, the all-new Wonder Arm functionality will allow you to easily grab faraway teacups without even unruffling your skirt. Truly, the Marigold 89 hardshell frame is the model for the happening feminine animation AI-loving construct. Please contact us for further purchase details. All our models are highly affordable. We look forward to hearing from you back on Earth. I think we want to fuck the robot. I think that's what's going on here.
Well.
Sorry, Hyun-ae. Oh, we can change outfits again, too.
Oh, yep. That's important.
Let's
take a look.
Schoolgirl?
So that's going to be the classic.
Oh, classic good look.
Yeah.
That's a good look. And then there's the Meido Brigado. Also looking good.
Kobayashi would be proud.
Right? Toru. You don't look very happy in that one. Oh, you know what? We're investigating, so you get to be space detective this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Space Detective Hyun-ae.
Disable active AI. What? Oh, so we have to disable Hyun-ae in order to get some.
Yep. Alright.
Alright, you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Sorry, friendo.
Let's read some logs.
Emergency diagnostic. Let's check this out.
Performing diagnostic.
No errors found.
Nice.
Really? The language thing doesn't count as an error? Alright. Let's extract some new messages.
What could be in there? Oh, so many options.
That's a lot of frickin' options.
Well,
do you want to just plow right ahead and go straight forward, or do we want to pick all from the same block? Because each block is its own, like, part of a story, right? Or like each block is its own discrete story. If I recall correctly, that's how the game's divvied up.
yeah, I think that's how it was.
All right. Well, then why don't we just start with why don't we just do block M1 first?
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. So, M1. There's an M1.
If there's exactly 6, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah.
There's a M1.
No, there's more than 6.
Oh, suffering.
Just make sure I didn't miss anything else in that. Alright, looks like we're doing good here. Let's commit to this extraction. Hey. I'm jacked in.
I'm jacked in.
I'm jacked in.
I'm jacked in.
Awesome. Welcome back, friendo.
All right. Hey, that's a familiar name.
That is. Let's start with Let's Crush a Rebellion. Mute. From, want me to be mute? Do you want to take over mute again, or do you want...
Sure.
Okay, go for it.
From my internal log, 7:20 p.m. in the household during our daily meeting.
Did you just nail that on the first try?
What?
Did you just nail it? At the household? You nailed that. See, I would have been here going, like, in the Hio household. You're an inspiration to us all.
Well, hopefully I nailed it. I don't know that for certain. I just pulled up the pronunciation guide in case we needed it.
Yeah, because Io's in, like, cut. Yeah,
okay.
So,
How are you, Ms. Ha? This one, should we click on the thing at the time that we do it? Because this has some more interactivity in the logs.
It does. Or how about, what if we read through it first, then go back and click on them?
All right.
Because if we do it that way, it's going to keep getting broken up in, like, mid-sentence. And I have a feeling for ease of listening to it, it's probably better if we just go straight through.
All right. File this under things we should have sorted out before we started.
I
In
forgot.
any case.
I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, fine.
And also the whole having the AI in the corner commenting the whole time makes things a bit different as well, rather than in discrete chunks.
Oh, right, because you... Alright, so go right ahead then.
All right. How are you, Ms. Huh? I asked So Young after showing up on her living room computer screen. Her very first words after "Good evening, counselor" were, "I'm having a major crisis with my husband." It didn't seem like she was very serious, which is good, since I kind of like him. Go on, I said. You've heard of those fashionable paper lanterns, right? The ones that are genuine paper? They're sold in the Upper Court Plaza. Not really, no. Well, they let through this gorgeous red light. I interrupted her with a, "Yes, I know what paper lanterns are like. So, what's the crisis?" Don't you think they'd be perfect for the living room? My husband objects because they cost about 50,000 silver per. He thinks it's too extravagant, she said. Whatever that means. Does that man have any idea how much money you make? I asked.
I'm with Hyun-ae here. I don't really see how that's a crisis.
She replied, I don't think so. You know how men are. Of course, Mr. Kim is the kind to get jealous of his wife making more money than him, which is pretty silly. He's merely a teacher, and So Young is the Counselor of Security's top lieutenant. He needs to get over it. I said pretty much that to her. I don't know. I think this extremely minor dispute about interior decorating may be fatal to our relationship. If we get a divorce, can I sleep in your home? I was about to say something, but I got cut off by one of her young maids suddenly popping up to deliver tea. Thanks, Miss Lim, said So Young, dismissing her. You know you already sleep in my home, right? I responded once the girl left. With all due respect, counselor, she said, this is my home. How do you figure that? I told her, only because I bought it for your great-great-great-grandfather. I don't think you would have liked the old place. I think you have closets in this place bigger than it was. Not much room for those servants either. Oh wow, leave it to Mute to remember a debt for... She paused, counting it on her fingers. Centuries? That would be 200 years ago. It's not that long, I told her. She was amused. You're awfully old and busted, she said.
No! Stop!
I replied, but you're still just a young girl. Wait, hey, is that a gray hair I see? She protested in disbelief, but I didn't even have to make it up. She totally is starting to go gray. I mean, she's like 38, so it's hardly strange. No way, she said, getting bothered. Maybe I'll stay with my husband after all. You're mean. Because he's too nice to make fun of your childish response to aging, I asked. No, she said, because he's got terrible eyesight. Okay, I said, amused. Let's get to business, all right? She nodded, turning serious. What's the first order, then? Well, want to crush a rebellion? I asked.
That title drop.
She got excited again. Do I ever? Can we actually do that? She asked, but with a smile on her face at the thought of it. These democracy agitators have been causing no end of stress for the past, 2 years? I bet they're the cause of this gray hair. She paused, taking a sip of her tea. Can we destroy them? Please? Please? Well, okay. I've got an idea, and I think I can get Chief Counselor Smith and Counselor Yang on board pretty easily. Let's call it, how about Operation Get Back at the Idiots for giving the young lady Chief Security Officer Huh gray hair prematurely, I said. It was a joke, but we both know full well that the stakes here were pretty high. This rebellion really has been starting to get dangerous. Oh, yes, she said with a happy smile. This is the nicest gift you could have ever given me, Mute. Let's crush a rebellion.
So, this setting seems markedly different from how the Mugunghwa was when we went through, Analog.
Yeah, this seems to be quite different.
Yeah, so Mute's still around, but Mute feels really different. Society doesn't feel quite as, It feels definitely a lot different.
Women have jobs.
Okay, there we go.
Women make more than their husbands. It's definitely not the same as the Mugunghwa turned out to be later.
You're right, and this is before year 0. So let's go through and check out the dramatis personae. Miss Hio.
Alright, so.
Awesome.
There's Miss Ha for us.
Miss Ha. Damn it! My one time to shine and I fucked it. So this is a good feature about this, is that when we're talking about people later on, Hyun-ae will remind us about them. Which is good for people like me who have a really hard time keeping names straight, but faces are much easier.
Alright. I have a feeling that's gonna link back to the same person. Let's see. So it does.
Yeah. Okay, so... Counselor. So this is Mute.
Oh, wow.
Fucking Mute. Jeez.
Holy shit. Mute is cool.
Fucking solid snake here. Oh, wait, no, this is definitely more Big Boss look. The eye patch smoking around. Damn. Mute, you don't fuck around.
I don't let being virtual stop me from enjoying a fine cigarillo.
And who's, So Young's husband? This fellow here. Don't have a name, though.
Well, I do believe that his name comes up later. Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim. Okay, here we go.
That's a name that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, because of the Kim family in Analog.
Yeah.
If I ask you to remind me what their part of the plot was, are you going to remember?
Probably. So the Kim family and the Smith family were the two noble families in Analog, and the Kims were the one who found the Pale Bride and hatched her from her stasis pod and gifted her to the Emperor.
Excellent. Thank you for that great recap.
And I believe the other family that matters is the Emperor's family was Ryu.
Yep.
Right?
I believe so.
Okay. So, that was some of the dramatis personae of Analog. I wonder if it's relevant.
Oh. So Mute is the Counselor of Security.
Nice.
Nice.
Maid Brigade.
Get back here, Toru. And... Yep, and these are all the same people we just...
there's some chief counselors.
Chief Counselor Smith. Hey, there's a good family name.
That's a familiar name.
Nice.
I love the portraits in this.
I know!
It's really good, especially for a series that we're used to last game. Just minimal interface and then anime girl. And now it's like, oh hey, here's some cool, more realistic portraits of people in this setting and what them in a small slice of the world around them might look like.
Oh man, and I super appreciate it because I'm much better at remembering figures visually than I am, like, by name alone. So definitely helps me follow kind of along a lot better.
Mm-hmm. No photo.
No photo for Counselor Yang. Alright. And, yep, that's her. She is Chief Security Officer.
Yep.
Alright. Interesting. Got anything to say about this? No? Alright. Alright, we don't do it that way. She just comments as we go along this time.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright. Efficient and subtle. Counselor... Oh, so actually, before I begin, the way you had it would probably be a good idea, since I thought it was going to bring us to, like, a page of, like, a hunk of text or whatever. If it's just reminding us who the person is, then we can do that, at the end of each sentence if we meet someone new.
Alright. I think that sometimes it does bring us to a little new information. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
well, we'll just do it the same way, then.
We can do it however. I don't know.
Counselor Mute has once again tried my patience by requesting a meeting with me and Counselor Yang at a very specific time and location, then showing up late. Oh, right. No photo for Yang, but Counselor of Justice. The subject was so important, I had no choice but to put up with it, but it doesn't mean I appreciate the utter lack of respect. She insisted on meeting in the Upper Plaza Restaurant Royale, and her Lieutenant He was the first there. But it took the counselor herself a whole half an hour for her to finally show up on a private room screen. "Hey, sorry I'm late," she announced, in the same perfectly gratingly cheerful voice she's had for the past 50 years. You didn't start eating me without me, did you? How irritating. Thanks, Hyun-ae. We'd never do that. Should I pour you a glass of wine? Asked Counselor Yang cloyingly, raising the pitcher in her direction. He's always been like this with her ever since he inherited his counsel position. I could never tell if he understands the implications of her being an immortal computer program or if he's just an idiot. Probably he's just an idiot. Oh man, I wish. With the sort of shit we've got to deal with, I sure could use it, she said, with a slight flip of her golden hair. Then she turned to me. Anyway, Chief Counselor, I bet you're wondering why I asked you here, right? You said it was important, I said impatiently. It's about the Committee for a Freer Democracy, she said, with an appropriate scorn emphasizing their name. This week, Ms. Ha has literally done nothing but shut down their meetings. How many noise violation orders have you issued in the past 7 days? 10? 15, said her lieutenant. It was a dramatic tactic on Mute's part, as if she didn't know exactly how many. Ah, yeah, okay, right. My bad, she said. And every week, the number of private log entries using our keywords doubles. I'm worried we're going to be reaching a critical mass soon. At this rate, I'm worried that the presidential election results are going to lead to, like, public demonstrations. We can't deal with that. You're the Counselor of Security. It's your damned job to deal with it, I told her. I'm not interested in excuses. She's not making her lieutenant started, out of line, but Mute managed to muzzle her. Stand down, Miss Ha, she told her. But then she turned to me with the same rudeness. Now listen here, young man. I was not, like, asking your approval. We have a problem, and a stern lecture from the Chief Counselor is not going to help, okay? You can blame me if you want, but that's not going to solve shit. Man, I like Old Mute. You know who Old Mute reminds me of?
Who?
Who's our favorite diplomat in space? Fucking Avasarala? Really?
Oh, yeah, totally, okay.
Like I'm totally getting a fucking an Avasarala feeling from Old Mute here.
Yeah, kinda, actually.
I fucking love it. Space diplomats are the best.
But she's from Earth.
But,
she writes the
yeah.
outlaw laws with regards to Mars. But
has anyone actually listened to that podcast in the past while?
I hope so, because we are going to keep memeing on that same line of it.
Ugh, Grouch. I can't do a perfect Mark Evan Jackson voice. I so wish I could. Yang stifled a grin, thinking that I wasn't looking. I had to glare to put him back in line. Sheepishly, he took a large drink of his wine. I'd at least like to know why it is that you can't even do your job effectively, I demanded. At least show some respect. Okay, sure, you got it, sir, she said sarcastically, an impossible expression on her face. But I think, sir, you misunderstand what my job is. My job isn't to stop public demonstrations. My job is to make sure public demonstrations don't happen in the first place. Like, do you have any idea what happened the last time we had public demonstrations? She paused. She expected me to actually answer her question, prepared to pounce the moment I got even the slightest detail wrong. I tried to recall, but she said something before I even had the chance to say anything. No, of course you don't. It was like 4 centuries ago. They led to open armed rebellion. We're talking about outright banditry, okay? This is not tenable, sir, she said in a high and mighty way. Do you have any idea what martial law is like? Because that's what it took to crush it last time. So, interrupted Yang, you're saying that carrying out your job needs our help. You got it, Counselor, she said. Look, there's no need for hostilities, men. We've got a common problem here, and I think we can sort it out. And really, Chief Counselor, in my opinion, as Counselor of Security, and as the eldest person around by like a millennium, I think we can sort this out. But I wouldn't have asked you here if I didn't need your help. I sighed. She had a point. If I had to clean up what she couldn't, that's her job. What's your plan? You're not gonna like it, she said. And I was sure I believed her. First, we let Park back in the presidential race. First time we've heard that name. Let him back in the presidential race, huh? So what, did they, shoo out the populist guy?
Maybe they did.
First, we let Park back in the presidential race. That's what the agitators have been getting upset about. So it'd take the wind right out of their sails if we take away their main point of contention. That's madness. He's a radical. He'd very likely be elected, I said. What's the worst that happens? We just veto the bastard down at every step. The president is powerless against the council in the end, Yang suggested. No good. I mean, you're right, but that'll just lead to more unrest, she said, shaking her head. What the hell do you propose, then? Just let him dictate his crazy, radical, anti-noble policies? I demanded. Yeah, actually, I think that's our best shot. Hear me out, okay? You resign as chief counselor. And don't give me shit here. I know you've been meaning to for ages. Don't pretend like you'd be upset for that to happen. We put in someone new. Younger, the face of the council. Say it's part of our new direction. The president's going to call for reforms, and we're going to let him. And our new direction will be going along with them. So we just yield to the madness of democracy, then? I said incredulously. She sounded absolutely insane. But of course she had a plan, I'm pained to admit. No, that's crazy, of course not, she said. Then she grinned madly. We pretend to. We're going to be the democracy movement's worst friend. If the president proposes reforms, yeah, we'll nod along. We'll say we'll do it. Then we'll water it down. We'll stall, because, here's the thing. The people, they don't have specific demands. They're dumb. They're okay with compromises. All we have to do is make it look like they've won, and the movement loses all of its momentum. And then, rebellion crushed, said her lieutenant, smashing her fist into her palm dramatically. Efficiently and subtly. You got it. Efficient and subtle. That's how we do it, said Mute. I wasn't sure at first what I thought of her plan. It's insane, for sure. It's incredibly bold. But the more I thought about it over dinner, I thought, maybe that's what we need. And all the time I've known Mute, she might try my patience, but I've never known her intentions to be misplaced. She might be chatty and a gossip and disrespectful, but one thing is for sure, she's honest and never manipulative. I think there's a reason why she came to my face and asked me this, when she could have just gone around me with the rest of the council. She might be a bitch at times, but she's still programmed to always act in the best interest of the ship's safety. Always. By the time we'd finished eating, I just about made up my mind. Who do you propose as the new face of the council, then? You? I asked. Oh, please, she shook her head dramatically. I said a younger face. Mine's as old as it gets. Only by choice, Yang said. You can always look as young and beautiful as you'd like. Yeah, sure, I've done that before. When the fashions change, I'm sure I'll do it again, she started. Wait, does that mean being, old fucking badasses in style right now?
Yes, it does.
Oh! Imagine her, her and, this 50-year-old Lara Croft, just hanging out being like, oh, y'all seen some shit. Seriously, let's have a fucking Tomb Raider reboot where she gets to be, old fucking badass.
Okay, then, can I tell you about the new Magic the Gathering trading card game set Dominaria and the new Jaya Ballard?
Is Jaya Ballard, old, retired badass?
Yeah, Jaya Ballard Task Mage is now, a graying, 60-year-old or whatever, but she's still a badass pyromancer.
Fucking hell yeah. More of that, please.
Yeah, and it's good.
I think you look fine the way you are, Counselor, said Hyun in an odd tone to her voice. It's not the point, okay? She shook her head, looking exacerbated. We need someone who's actually young, who the peasantry will trust as a being willing to accept new ideas. Counselor Lee, perhaps, I suggested. Who's Lee? We haven't read about Lee yet. I'll have to keep an eye out for that name. No, definitely not. Too charismatic, too ambitious. That woman has got an agenda, and I do not trust it for a second, she said. She was probably right on reflection. Counselor Yang, who would you suggest? He paused. Then a flash of light seemed to go off behind his dim eyes. Counselor Ryu Hyun-soo, he said. Give it to the useless figurehead, Counselor of Captaincy. He'll be so thrilled to actually have a real job, he'd never think to do anything with it.
Huh.
I mean, didn't something come up in Analog about how it's yeah, we've been captaining this ship for fucking generations?
Yeah, although they haven't captained it in a long-ass time.
Right.
But,
I mean, that's why it's a, fucking figurehead, right? Interesting. So that's, Ryu.
Yep.
Interesting. You're right, she said. Of course, I said too, after a pause of reflection. He's young, completely malleable, but plausible as a reformer. As the face of impotent rebellion, Ryu would be perfect. That was where we left the discussion for that night. And now, I guess it's time to tell my wife that I'll finally be retiring. She'll be thrilled. Oh, I like it. Intrigue. Intrigue. This game's got it all.
Mystery, plotting, intrigue, anime girls.
What more do you want? Election Night. This one's by Hyun-ae. Man, I had the weirdest fucking night. Despite half the security force being pulled in to guard polling stations on election night, I was off duty at the time, watching dramas with my similarly off-duty father. Alright, let's meet these folks.
Cute.
Oh, kawaii as
Yan
fuck.
yan.
Yan yan. So that's Hyun-ae, and who's her father? We don't know. Okay.
I believe Hyun-ae is a guy, if I remember correctly.
My apologies. Anyway, he got the idea from one of the episodes that now would be the perfect time to send a gift to Chief Security Officer Ha, my aunt in the main branch. Okay, so that's how he's related in then. Alright, say thanks for giving us the worst night off. Not that he actually had anything suitable, of course. He spent like 10 minutes scrounging and was only able to find a moderately expensive looking wine bottle we'd been ignoring for years. He seemed to think that it made perfect sense. Well, whatever, that's dad logic, I guess. So I took it down the corridor to the main branch of the family's home. My father suggested it'd be a quick 5-minute in and out affair, but it took 5 minutes at the doorbell just to get any sort of response. Whatever, it's not like I had anything better to do. A cute maid answered the door. She looked pretty sheepish. Can I see Chief Hub briefly? I asked her. If it isn't trouble. Sorry, she's out right now, she said quietly, still halfway behind the door. Is her husband home then? I have something to drop off, I said. Just reminded this fine fellow here.
Professor Kim.
He's home, but, she suddenly blushed and looked away. Professor Kim is... He's busy right now and not to be interrupted. Sorry. I just have something to drop off. It'll only take a minute, I said. I really couldn't interrupt. Busy, she said awkwardly, looking down and scratching her neck. It'd taken me a sec to catch her meeting. And Chief is at the office, I asked. Yes, she said quietly. Sorry, I have to go now. And then she closed the door on me without another word. It was pretty fucking awkward, but whatever. I figured I might as well go try to deliver it to her office. Figured I should at least be able to say that I tried in good faith and all. And man, good thing I did, too. Pretty much all the desks in the main security office were empty, although all the lamps were still lit. Apparently I interrupted her in the middle of a conversation with Counselor Mute herself. Yes, mister? Can I help you? She said to me. I introduced myself as her brother's son. It probably could have gone better. He wanted to send you a gift as thanks for working so diligently on the hardest night. Or something like that, maybe with more stammering. Yes, she said. It most certainly is the most difficult night. At that point, as if on cue, she got distracted by a message in her earpiece. Oh, don't say that, she replied to the voice in her ear. Are you serious? Are these reliable reports? After a pause, she filled a shot glass with something from her shelf and slammed it back. I will kill them, she said. If you see anyone carrying anything that even looks like political signs, I want them set on fire. Not the signs, the men. Actually, the signs, too. The point is, I want them dead, she shouted. At that point, I was ready to leave, just waiting for a pause so I can excuse myself. Okay, belay that, Mute said from the nearby screen, pantomime in an earpiece of her own. Lieutenant, do not murder anyone. Elections with murders in them pretty much always turn into disasters. Let's not do that, please. Thanks, Mute. Fine, no murders. Continue to monitor the situation, she said. Then she turned to Mute. For now, I'd recommend some unscheduled maintenance on the rail corridor the fake ballots were spotted on. Already done, the counselor said. Can we send a team to intercept them? I don't know, said Ha. We're already spread thin as it is. If we just send a couple uniforms in, to be blunt, I don't think they could take out the protesters efficiently. It would cause a scene. Really? You can't do better than that? I'm disappointed, Mute said. I expected better. Regardless, I don't think they could, she replied directly. Fine, guess we'll have to avoid that. The last thing I want to hear are rumors that the Council of Security is stifling the democratic process. That'll really agitate the damn democracy agitators, she said bluntly. I was surprised to hear it from the counselor herself. I mean, not that I'd ever heard anything from her before, but it sounded surprising. Bunch of idiots. Don't they know that their candidate has already won? What's the point in protesting for Park when he already has the presidency in the bag? You sure you don't want me to set them on fire? She suggested. Man, knock it off. Murder is going to lead to rioting. Let's avoid that kind of shit, please, Mute replied, rubbing her forehead. I know I'm taking liberties with how her sentences are structured, but I can't help but feel that this is the way she would talk. Hey, if you're spread so thin, why is he off duty? She asked, glancing at me. I was way past the point of not wanting to be there. That's a good question. Why are you, officer? My aunt asked, staring. I stammered. I don't have a weapons permit yet, ma'am. Well, it might be prudent to get one, don't you think? She replied. Not exactly sure exactly what I said. Something like, yes, ma'am, I think. But it seemed like the perfect chance to get out of there, so I excused myself and did. Yeah, Sungbok just looks a little bit awkward, huh? I'm not really sure what they were talking about even now. I didn't hear anything about trouble with protesters, and I've definitely heard no end to family members complaining about Park being elected. So they were right about that. I guess they managed to sort it out somehow. It sure was weird, though. I guess maybe I should try for that weapons permit? Interesting. Doesn't Sungbok have like his own plot line in one of the blocks?
Perhaps. We'll have to read on.
I seem to remember that happening, but I could be wrong.
We'll have to see.
Elegance in her cat-like grin. It has been a rather awfully stressful week, but I feel as though it improved significantly after my daily meeting with Mute, the day of the first council meeting post-election. And just remind me... Yep, okay, cool. Mute's lieutenant. Got it. I'm there. As of an hour ago, we've got a new chief counselor, Ryu Hyun-ae. Smith stepped down, and after a tedious amount of debate, we managed to push Ryu through the vote. It's all official now, she declared. Congratulations, I told her. I'm truly relieved to hear that worked. Tell me about it, she said with a sigh. There's going to be a joint broadcast of the new chief counselor and our new populist bastard president tomorrow, officially announcing their joint willingness to pander to any political agenda endorsed by enough idiot voters. I'll make sure the announcement has a security detail that's properly decorated, I offered. Yeah, of course, Mute said. But, man, I think we're actually going to be okay here. Looks like we've gotten through the hardest part of it. Now we just have to worry about politics, not agitators and public demonstration. I sure hope so, I said. I mean it. I think we really are okay. I just want to say, Miss Huh? Yes, I replied. Thank you. This could have turned out a lot more violently than it did. Look, you've put in a lot of really hard work in the past week stopping things from escalating further, she told me, staring at me intensely. And, I really appreciate it. You're a great lieutenant, Young. Keep up the good work. Then she offered me a sincere smile, with elegance and grace from her cat-like grin. I could hardly help from feeling warm at the sight of such a charming gesture from her, a woman known for being brutally honest. To hear a compliment like that coming from her, I knew she meant it. It felt good to be appreciated for all that, and I felt proud. Thanks, I ended up muttering, without a shred of neither elegance nor grace. I am simply happy things have worked out without any violence. Is it just me, or might she be smitten with Mute?
I don't know.
Maybe a little bit. Or I'm reading too much into that. Well, good job. We couldn't have done it without you, she said. Then she turned serious. Anyway. But it made me feel a lot better about this whole stressful week to have acknowledgement from her like that. Truly.
Nice.
This one's from Mahasa Young again. I have absolutely nothing to report today. What is it? Nothing important happened today.
Yep.
The Mugunghwa Flower Festival is still utterly boring, and I still do not enjoy the celebrations. Plaza was peaceful, 0 arrests were needed, and decreased security presence shipwide has led to no negative ramifications. My cruel boss still makes me write these things, even if nothing of note happens, though, so here I am, filling up space out of boredom. Okay. Notice that Mute has updated her appearance again recently. There's a lot more silver hair mixed in with her blonde, and she's been wearing it short. And I'm really enjoying her new suits that seem to be all about narrow-waisted vests instead of jackets. That cuts a strong silhouette, and it feels really intimidating. I'm so happy to see her dressed like that when the fashion lately has been for women to wear long dresses and seem less imposing. She's really done the opposite. I think she's the most gorgeous she's ever looked. Gray hair and all. I mean, I always feel outclassed by her, and I know she's got 1,600 years on me, but I'm glad she's starting to look older at the same time I'm feeling it. Wonder how often she changes her visual age. Regardless, she makes it look so good. She's been doing this thing lately where she'll light a cigarette by snapping her fingers, then blow smoke at dramatic moments and say something like, "Just watch me!" And it's enough to make even the coolest of people's hearts skip a beat. And that is my report for today. Do not ever do this again, Se-young. It is embarrassing on every level and not the point of daily reports. I replace you with a large potted houseplant if you ever turn in a report. It is unprofessional again. Okay? Unprofessional? What is unprofessional about that, huh? Back to menu. One more for the day. Fuck her family gatherings. Sounds about right. I am so sick of spending time with my extended family. And this is Sungbok. Yep. Cutie.
Let's smile.
I don't think I've ever met a single person who thinks these her family gatherings are any fun. Everyone I've talked to seems to secretly hate them, every single one. We all pretend to care and take interest in how every random unimportant cousin has been doing and who's just got married and who fucking cares about it all. This time someone apparently paid serious money to hire an entire troupe of actors to perform short scenes in the living room, which at least shut down the conversation. Unfortunately, the performances were complete shit. I needed to get away and slipped out between sets under the pretense of trying to find the washroom, in hopes of falling in and therefore having an excuse for not being around. Instead, while I was wandering the halls of the main branch's absurdly large home, I ended up stumbling on the weirdest scene. A table with a card game in progress on it, with an old professor of mine at one end, and a mostly naked flat-chested maid sitting on strewn about clothes. Is this Kim again?
I bet it is. It's Kim.
And God damn it, Kim, keep it in your pants. Sorry, I was looking for the washroom, I said sheepishly and started to back away. It wasn't even like the door was closed. I wasn't trying to sneak in anywhere. They were just there for anyone in the hall to see. Wait! Don't go, cute boy, the maid called out. Do you want to play Hua too? We really could use a third. The card... That's definitely what this moment is about, Hyun-ae.
Yup.
Thanks for that.
Yup.
Is this okay? I asked, looking at the professor, terrified that I had interrupted an intimate moment. Then I remembered the last time I visited their home looking for his wife, the chief security officer, and how he was indisposed then, too. That was a weird fucking night. Yes, if you have silver to play for, he said with a shrug. It really did seem like he didn't care. Sure, I said. Even then I got the feeling I was about to be hustled, but whatever, anything to escape the family. I hear that, he said. Bloody in-laws. I'm at Huh too, he said. Then I introduced myself. You're Professor Kim, right? I had you in an Earth history class. I guess first year? You and every other officer in your family, he said. Go ahead and deal, Mimi.
Mimi. Mimi acute.
Mimi acute. Who Mimi?
I don't know. Perhaps we'll find out.
Wait, is Mimi the half-naked
we'll
maid?
find out.
All
I
right.
think so.
I can't really give a play-by-play of the game itself. I don't really remember it that well. Probably didn't help that after putting on our silver for the stakes, Mimi kept pouring me more and more to drink. It's a really unusual name. Is it your real one? I asked the maid. Hey, never ask someone what their real name is. That's called dead naming, asshole. Get out of here. Nope, was the only response. And, yep, okay, that is Mimi. Got it. I kept trying not to stare, and it wasn't working. Maybe that's what the nudity was for, to win at cards by means of seduction. I mean, man, it sure worked. It's pretty hard to not get caught up thinking about how soft that bare skin would feel against my hands and instead worry about my hand in the game. Incidentally, I am recording this entire episode while topless. Can you confirm that for the audience?
Yes.
What? I don't have to go anywhere today. I'm not putting on a shirt.
That's true.
It was also losing me a rapid number of points. At first I didn't realize just how badly I was doing because I assumed my real threat was the professor. He always seemed to be at the same point I was. And me, he was only whittling us down very slowly, never calling go no matter how big the lead was. Next thing I knew, we were both out. "Oh wow, I won!" Mimi exclaimed with a girlish giggle. "I feel like I'm on a roll. How about another, but with higher stakes? 5 cellar per point?" And that was the hustle. "No bloody way. I know when I'm done," the professor said, sending this one out. I'd be lying if I said the reason why I went in wasn't simply because I was attracted and wanted to spend more time with Mimi. I mean, I figured I'd be able to make back my money because I couldn't really take that giggling very seriously. But mostly it was attraction. It ended pretty quickly. 3 rounds in, I had arrogantly raised the stakes and promptly got utterly swept with a single play that took my opponent from 0 points to having more than enough to wipe me out twice. "Go or stop?" I asked. "Stop." "That puts me in an awkward position," I explained. "If you do that, you'll win, and I'll be out. I don't have anything more in my purse. But I'm having a lot of fun playing with you, so if you say go, we can take another few rounds." "Nope, stop," was the response, followed by a cutesy head tilt. Then I watched as my money got swept off the table. "I'm not playing for fun. I'm playing for money." "You're vicious," I teased. "I have to be," Mimi exclaimed. "Got tutors for my entrance exams to pay for, and I'm but a poor little thing." The last word was dragged out. It was a little bit too cutesy. "Tutors? The exams aren't that hard," I said. "And when did you take them? 40-30? The professor scoffed. 37. I'm not that old," I said. "Well, they were a lot easier then. Anyone could get in. How many Chinese characters do you know, kid?" he asked, rolling his eyes at me. I thought back to school. He was actually my least favorite professor. I thought he was pretty obnoxious. Yep, they were using Chinese characters back then.
Mm-hmm.
Still stupid, Hyun-ae. "I don't know. Not many," I admitted. "Yeah, right. Nowadays you need to know 1,000 in order to get in. Mind you, you'll still have trouble in a lot of classics classes if that's all you know, but it's the bare minimum," he told me. "Holy shit," I said. "Yeah, well, that's what's important nowadays," he said. "How's that?" Couldn't imagine why. "Don't ask me," he said. "I'm a history professor. It's way out of my bloody field. I don't care about Confucius. If I had my way, it'd still be like it was before." "I see," I said. "Hence all the tutors," Mimi said, pouring me another drink. "Hey, how about another game?" "I think he's had enough to drink," the professor said. In retrospect, he was absolutely right. "I'm fine, I can handle it," I said, absolutely wrong. "In security, we can drink pretty fucking hard." "So my wife keeps complaining," he responded. "Fine, if we're in the stupid part of this evening, I'll leave you two to it. Have fun, kids." I turned to look at Mimi. "I'm going to go find the maid you swindled that uniform from, since half the work's done for me. Give it back when you're done." "Yes, sir," Mimi responded. Wait, hold on. Oh, thank you for explaining the joke. It was actually a mistake. That completely went over my fucking head at the time on account of the drinking. Just realized right now the joke was that Mimi had stolen the maid's clothes and the rightful owner was presumably naked somewhere. Holy fucking yikes, man. I totally did not get that at the time. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's a little slow on the cupcake, if you know what I mean. Anyway, then I was alone, for which I was also kind of glad because it gave me a chance to get closer. "So another game?" Mimi asked. My purse is empty. I've got nothing," I said. "Play just for fun?" "I only play for keeps. How about I loan you back the 600 silver you just lost?" Even I could tell this was a bad idea at this point. Too bad my dick couldn't. It was what was making my decisions for me at that point. I'll need to take something as collateral. "What?" I asked far too quickly. "A kiss," Mimi responded, smiling coyly at me, a finger against the lips. I was wrapped around that finger at this point. To make a long story short, I naturally agreed, and the kiss that was taken from me was amazing. You know, the kind that just makes you want more and more and frustrates you. That was the point. I have no doubt it fucking well worked. Didn't want to win back my money, that was just money. I wanted to win Mimi. Anyway, I sure didn't win back the money. I was cleaned out in 10 minutes. "Well, I'm off," Mimi said, starting to pull the strewn clothes into something more proper-like. "Wait," I said, not actually having follow through. Just stared for a moment trying to think of something. "How am I going to pay you back?" "Hassan Bach? I'm sure I can find you." "How about I pay you with dinner sometime?" I asked. Mimi laughed. "Cute boy. You know I'm not a girl, right?" he asked.
But that's forbidden love.
Oh, did we just get a Ruka?
And yet, continue.
I will. Do you think I would have let you kiss me if you were, I asked? I thought it was the coolest fucking line at the time. It wasn't. True, but definitely not fucking cool. You're funny, he said. I'll see you around. I sure hope so. After he left, I stumbled back out to the main party. Thankfully discovered that the actors were done and that there was now food to be had, which I sure needed. I really couldn't get that card-hustling boy and the sight of his really gorgeous body and that kiss out of my head. Still can't. Eventually the family members just stopped bothering me because I was pretty clearly spaced out by thinking of him. I only feel a little bit bad. If I'm gonna get played, man, it could be a lot worse than by someone like that. A lot worse. Damn, I hope I see him again.
We got a character who cross-dresses, but no daga otoko da. I'm so happy.
Right? Oh my god, it's like the two aren't fucking mutually exclusive. Yeah, what up?
Hey. We've been reading together for a while, haven't we? Let's take a break. Are you up for that?
Sure.
Yeah. Great. So, right. This is sort of something that's been on my mind lately. The idea of having a body. I always thought, when I was alive and sick, that I'd love to be free of it. That it'd be great to be free of all its stupid fragility. Then I spent 600 years alone in my own mind, and I just, well, I feel so isolated. I mean, I have a computer simulation of arms and legs and a face, so I don't go mad, but it's been so exciting to finally be able to interact with the person I love. Don't get me wrong. I just really miss, well, touch. Especially while reading about things like Ha Se-young going on fancy political dinners.
Well,
I mean, you travel alone, so you have a little bit of an idea.
has Hyun-ae looked at her inbox?
I don't know. Don't you ever feel really strongly sometimes that you just want a nice hug?
Sometimes.
Literally at all times.
Literally at all times. Like,
I
that's
thought
like
so.
half of anxiety right there, is always needing a hug and never being able to get one.
I really want to hug you too. I wish I could. Do you think it would be possible for me to get a body on Earth?
It's possible.
That's a relief. That would be so nice to have.
I guess we're keeping it as a surprise. Is
Yep.
that
Surprise body.
surprise body?
I just keep thinking. I don't even remember what it feels like anymore. I don't remember touch at all. And, I really love being able to interact with you, talk with you. But I just feel like, well, I want to maybe this is inappropriate, but I kind of like, geez, this is hard to say. I really want to kiss you.
Aww.
I've never done that before, but I really feel like I want to. Geez, what an embarrassing thing to be saying. Is that something you're fine with?
Kissing is boring.
Wow, that's mean. But not necessarily. Not everyone's into it.
Oh! I like her look there. I'd love to, too. Of course we would.
Oh, gosh then. I bet it would be really nice. Kissing you while you touch my hair. I've been thinking about those kinds of things.
No,
just
you're not
a
allowed
little.
to just start petting my hair and then stop doing it halfway. Let's play episode delayed due to head pats.
You still have to click the buttons.
Damn it.
Maybe, though, actually, this is embarrassing, too. We could hug, and you could touch my hair?
That's it. That's it. That would be alright. Come on, we can't give, like, enthusiastic consent here?
Oh, well that's good. I don't even remember the feeling of that anymore, but I know it was really comforting. I wonder, what would it be like to have hair again? Could it be blown in the wind? Would it be fluffy? It makes me think of Ryu Jae-hwa, my husband's wife. She'd comfort me and brush my hair.
You don't say.
But when I try to think about it, I just don't remember what it felt like to be touched like that.
Got a pretty good idea.
I really want to, though. I don't want to be stuck behind a computer screen forever. I want to remember what it's like to be touched.
Oh my god, touch is so important.
Well. Oh, I forgot the titles change. Artificial Investigator, Hyun-ae.
AI?
Yup.
Wait, what happens if we change it to...
Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't change.
Alright, back to detective.
AI, Artificial Investigator.
AI. For Al.
Well, we got some more power left, so... Did we finish that batch of logs?
We did.
Well,
We got some power left, so let's go a bit deeper.
right.
So we're still in M1, right?
I think we are. Bad data. Instead of data, there is a dark orb.
There's just dark orb. Okay, we'll take that one. Take that one. You know if I'm missing any M1s here. That one. Alright, and then we get to pick a new block to start in.
Alright.
Any preference? You want to do... just keep doing M2, or...
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Alright, M2 will come after that. Alright. Commit to extraction. Ah! Oh, my butt. Sorry, just my butt.
Alright.
Alright, let's see what we got this time round. That boy. Oh, wait, did I pick, like, the gay plotline first try?
Yeah, and guess what block 2 is?
What? What's block 2?
If I remember correctly, there's another gay plot line.
Oh my god!
If I remember correctly, we picked this order last time, and it's the order where we got the gay romance first, and then the incredibly dry stuff toward the end.
Oh, whatever. Oh, Hussenbach. Fuck everything. Hangovers suck. All told, I spent more on that dinner than the 600 silver that I owed Mimi. There goes my whole first fucking paycheck after my big promotion. Totally worth it. I took an obnoxiously long time to actually track him down, even after I worked up the guts for it. Turns out I was a lot braver with him while not sober. But even after working it up and asking Professor Kim to get in touch with him, I never heard a word back from that boy. After a few months, eventually I gave up. Then, suddenly, near the end of my last shift of the week during doing patrols on the plaza, I ran into him. Well, more like he ran into me, knocked me right over onto my ass. I was about to curse him out, but then he offered me his hand, and I realized who it was. Sorry, come on, hurry up, he said, helping me to my feet, then suddenly starting to run, still holding my hand. I had no choice but to follow him. I didn't want to let go and miss my chance. I spent a good minute darting through corridors in between shops, and even took a shortcut through their tea house that was definitely the kind of shit I'd normally give someone a citation for. Anyway, eventually we stopped to catch our breath, and he explained that he was running away from a couple of men who were angry at him because he'd cleaned them out gambling. I checked the time, officially off the clock. Let me make it up to you. Buy you dinner, I said. In a perfect world where I'm actually as charming as he is and don't choke on my own words in front of a pretty face, I'm not even gonna write down what I actually said. I'm hoping by the time I read this again, I'll have forgotten it entirely. Edit. Oh, that was sure wishful thinking. Take me to the Golden House then, he said, with a lilt in his voice. I don't think I can afford that, I tried to protest. Sure you can, and you owe me big time, he said. After more back and forth of that, I relented. I pretty much had to. Fine, I'll take you to Golden House, but only because it'll clear my debt, I said. And because honestly, I did want to impress him deep down. Deep down, I did want to impress him. The thing I wrote before sounds way more dirty than I meant. Me, I'm no good with words. Anyways, I took him there, and while I don't really know much about Western-style food, it seemed pretty good to me. Why would you still call it Western-style? There's literally no, compass direction in space.
Oh, what should it be called then, instead?
All the food is basically in the same general direction from the ship as every other food, right? So maybe that should just be called back there food and right here food. It seemed pretty much good to me. He just kept ordering more wine for the both of us. That's enough. That's the last one, I kept arguing, but then each time he'd clasp my hands and say, it's not paid off yet. He could have said anything, really. My memory is kind of fuzzy on what I said to him on account of all the wine. The important part was that I was trying very, very hard to impress him. So I got a promotion recently, I said, telling him about how I was up on the rise and that my family promised that in a few years I'd surely make it into a really important position, maybe even guard detail for the council. Then it turned out he didn't really know how prestigious that sort of position is anyway. So I've been learning some Chinese characters lately, I said, telling him that we totally did have something in common after all. I may have left out the part where I've been having a hell of a time with it, and my tutor keeps giving me shit for not even half understanding how grammar is supposed to work. Honestly, it's all beyond me, even if everyone says it's necessary to be functionally literate nowadays. I don't know how the fuck anyone can be. But leaving that out, he wasn't impressed. So wait, most people on the ship aren't literate?
No, so this is talking about the Chinese characters.
Okay, sorry, I took that in the wrong... So it's like our equivalent of learning Latin.
Well,
to study the classics, right?
So, in this case, it seems that there's been some sort of motion toward the use of Chinese characters for writing Korean over the use of the Korean alphabet for reasons which we don't know yet, but that perhaps will be explained.
Okay.
This parallels historically, Chinese characters were for a long time used for writing Korean, and that's something that it's characters from an incredibly different language designed to work in different ways. Mm-hmm. So that is in large part why a Korean alphabet was invented, so something that was more closely suited to the
So it would be like
it
trying
is.
to speak Japanese but entirely in Romaji?
Maybe. Or like, I'm thinking something like, try to write English in Chinese characters or some crap like that.
Okay.
It wouldn't be easy. You could do it if you wanted to spend a very long time coming up with a system for how to do so, mm-hmm. and grammatical rules for how it would work. It would be very difficult to shoehorn a language with a completely different phonetic and grammatical structure into that system, but one could. And that's kind of how things were for a long time. And for some reason, how things seem to be slowly returning to in this setting.
Interesting.
At least, that is my surface level understanding.
Well, your
topic.
surface level understanding is a lot more than I could claim to have. Do you want me to keep going while you look stuff up?
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck anyone can be, but leaving that out, he wasn't impressed. I was about to order another round for us myself, but he stopped me. You've had enough, Mr. Security Officer, he said, grinning. Let's get out of here while you can still stand. I'll walk you home, I offered after paying, as we staggered out the door. He had to catch me. What an embarrassment. Oh, dear boy, I'll walk you home, he said, having to hold me up to keep me steady. I don't know what I would have done without him there, even just walking the 5 minutes from the rail station to my home. But we got there, thankfully. That was fun, I told him from my open doorway. I'd like to do it again. You're kidding, right? I don't want to date you, he said. My heart sunk. I felt totally horrified and shitty. The 3 seconds it took until he grabbed me by the collar, pulled me to his face, and kissed me. And not lightly, either. I want you to invite me in. Whoa, that escalated quickly. I don't remember what happened between the doorway and my bedroom. I guess we must have managed to sneak past my father and his dramas. Who's your father again? Gotcha. And gotten a bottle of much cheaper wine without it being too weird. Somehow, I guess. The rest I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember vividly. I shouldn't describe the whole thing, but... Man... Oh, stop it!
Adjusts glasses.
You and I doing like the Giles adjustment, but secretly smiling to herself.
This is so embarrassing. Please don't read more in excruciating detail.
I shouldn't... I like her little smile, too. I shouldn't describe the whole thing, but man... Hottest moment. He's sitting on the edge of my bed, naked, and man, I've never seen anyone look more comfortable without clothes in my life. And I'm on the floor on my knees, you know, right where I want to be. Give me another drink, I tell him, raising my empty wine glass. He gets this totally wicked grin, then suddenly swats the glass out of my hand, and in the same gesture grabs me by the hair. "Drink your fill then," he says, pulling my head right in. It sounded like some lame evening drama level shit coming from anyone else in the world, but man, fuck me if I wasn't all kinds of turned on by it. Welcome to Erotica Hour?
Yep.
Anyway, I woke up with him prying himself out of my arms. The worst fucking hangover in the world. I had to force my eyes open, and it took me a whole minute to sit up straight. "Hey," I mumbled, "are you going already? Stick around." "Sorry, but I have to go," he said, typing something to my computer screen. "I'll make you breakfast," I offered. He just laughed. "No, you won't. You're a spoiled little rich noble boy," he said, wagging his finger at me. "You don't even know how. Now just get your maid to do it." "No, thanks." I wondered if I'd ever see him again. If I'd never had a one-night stand before. I don't want to, ever. I'm sure they're not something I can deal with at all. And god damn if that boy didn't do a great job at weighing heavily on my mind. Then I realized that the clothes he was putting on seemed way too baggy for his skinny body. Rubbed my eyes. "Those are actually my clothes," I said. "Yeah, no," he responded, not stopping. I just kind of stammered, not really sure how to respond to that. "Go back to bed, Mr. Security Officer. You really need it," he taunted me. "If you want your clothes back, come pick them up from the address I put in your computer."
Go to this address and await my instructions.
Then he waved and walked out. I was still way too groggy to follow. But oh man, I'm still excited. He does want to see me again. I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, the hangover's still killing me, and holy shit, I can't believe I spent that much money on a restaurant, but oh well, who cares? Totally worth it.
I love the sub-theme of Mimi stealing other people's clothing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So far, we're 2 for 2. 100% of the time, Mimi shows up, somebody else's clothes have to get stolen.
Hot take, Mimi has no clothes of his own.
No. Poor Mimi.
Value and the mirror. I knew that boy was cruel, but man, I didn't realize just how bad he was. What a fucker. Alright, we are still talking. Just double checking. So this happened last weekend. I went over to his family's place in the plaza at midday. The front area was all but empty. I think there may have been a customer or two at that time, but only the sort who were actually there for food. I don't know why. The food is awful. "Hey, I'm gonna go back to the back and see him," I said to Mimi's mother, who was behind the counter. "Fuck off," the cranky old crone said. "Sure thing," I said. I don't really bother arguing with her, but who cares? At the end of the day, I've still taken her son as the lover.
I just love "fuck off." Sure thing.
That's his phrasing, by the way, not mine. I would have just said I was banging him, but he told me, "I like the sound of taking so-and-so as a lover. I want to be taken as a lover." Taken. It's the kind of possessiveness I like the sound of. I don't really get it, and also I don't really think anyone would believe that I'm the one doing the taking. Sure, I'm taller and manlier and the noble, but he's a domineering little man in comparison to me. But if he says he likes something, then I'll do it. So he's been taken by me as a lover. Oh, Hyun-ae. Once you have a body, you will learn. Consensually. But you will learn. Anyway, so I walked into the perfectly legal, friendly gambling room in the back. He wasn't playing, he was studying at the computer, which isn't really weird or anything, but he seemed to be studying together with some other man, which surprised me. He wasn't jealous or anything. Well, fine, maybe a little. I mean, he does flirt with a lot of men and women, but I don't really care about that, because he's trying to get money out of them, but I know I'm special, or at least I hope that I'm special. Honestly, though, I was mostly just surprised at that point. The flirting with the other men is only while playing cards, and studying together is our thing. I said hi to Mimi. He turns around to wave at me, and the other guy just turns around, and look, this is important, I swear, he just looks just like me. This is fucking uncanny, okay? Studying hard? Asked Mimi. Still classic literature. The one you said last week was so easy when you did it, he said, affecting a pout. It was cute, although I worried, rightly, that I had actually hurt his feelings. I've been really struggling, so I'm taking a break from gambling to dedicate myself to my studies. In retrospect, the idea of him taking a break from gambling should have been a giveaway, but I'm dumb apparently. He's been doing pretty well though, I'm proud of him, his friend said. "We'll take a break and go out for dinner," I offered. "You're welcome to come too. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name." "Two don't know each other already? Would have thought since you're both," Mimi said, surprised. "Both what?" I asked, confused. "Both from the Huh family. You've really never met?" "No," I said, earnestly surprised. I started trying to figure out if I'd seen him before, but I couldn't remember seeing him at any family gatherings. They didn't really mean a whole lot, though, because seriously, fuck family gatherings. I pay as little attention as I possibly can to them. I don't think I could name half my cousins truthfully. Were you at the Les family gathering? I wasn't, unfortunately. I was ill, he said. Fair enough. But I'm Ha Sung-bok. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? Huh? I'm Sung-bok. What's your name?
Huh? Yeah, that's my name. That's your name.
Who's on first? It's also Sung-bok, I stammered. Nice to meet you. Oh shit, we got a doppelganger. Anyway, boy, I can't do dinner out. Too poor. You could eat out in front, though, Mimi suggested, meaning his mother's restaurant, which is basically worse than dying. Well, thinking about it right now, maybe it's not actually shit food. Maybe she just has it out for me. Man, fuck, that's totally it, isn't it? Anyway, it didn't seem like a good idea. I'll cover it. Don't worry about it, I insisted. For both of you, let's just get out of here. Well, fine, Mimi shrugged. We went to the place across from his, which is decent enough. So are you also in security? Asked the other, Sung-bok. Yeah, of course, he said. I'm the second lieutenant of Deck 10, actually. Yourself? Felt really humble being way the fuck outranked by this guy. Just a lowly officer in the plaza, sir. Oh, there's no need to sir me, he smiled. Are you alright? You're staring. Mimi laughed, prodding at me from under the table. It's fine, just a little surprised is all, I lied. Honestly, it was kind of freaking me the fuck out. We talked more even after we'd finished dinner, and frankly, I just got more and more alarmed by how much we had in common past the whole name thing. I mean, the name thing was weird. Neither of the characters in mine are really common at all, and it turned out he even wrote them the same way as mine. And he ordered the same food as me right before I did, and was the same age, which made me feel pretty shitty about my own accomplishments, let me tell you. Men or women, I asked. Oh, women, he answered. Definitely women. Well, finally, there's a difference, I said. Exasperatedly. Mimi cleared his throat conspicuously. Well, except for him. He's cute enough that anyone can make an exception for him, the other Sung-bok said, looking at him. I was thinking that maybe studying together with Sung-bok could be a regular thing, Mimi said, making flirty eyes. Not in my direction. I'd like to get through Dream of the Red Chamber together with him, at the very least, since he's read it. So have I stammered, awkwardly trying not to fight for his attention because I'm an idiot. We've just gotten to chapter 20 together, where Bao sleeps in front of the mirror, remember? Mimi smiled. Besides, don't you think it would be nice, me being together with Sung-bok and Sung-bok? I wouldn't have to take up so much of your time, so you could focus more on exams so you could get promoted. I just gaped in horror at his proposal. As if he could fucking suggest such an awful thing. I wanted to spend more time with him, not less. And it was just... Fuck, that thought I was basically replaceable in his eyes? I've been worried about that in our relationship, that I was just some interchangeable noble in his eyes, and this was just making it all that worse. I really don't think, that's just kind of... I stammered something like that. I can't remember the exact wording. Mimi, I don't want to be replaced with some mirror version of me, that's... And then I stopped mid-sentence. Do you think he's figured it out yet? The mirror Sung-bok asked him, trying to stifle laughter. I can't keep this up anymore. I told you I hadn't read it, Mimi said enthusiastically. You're fucking with me, I finally said. A little, Mimi said. Come on, Dream of the Red Chamber. You're supposed to have studied literature as part of becoming an officer, the mirror Sung-bok said to me, suddenly switching to a lot less stilted voice. You don't remember the part where Bao meets the other Bao? Bao? The thing we spent the past hour reenacting? I was never really good with classical literature, I admitted. See, I'm right, aren't I? Mimi asked, looking at the mirror Sung-bok expectantly. Well, alright, fine, Mimi, he said, reaching into his purse and putting down money on the table. Like I said before, of course it couldn't be true that Mimi was taking a break from gambling. Who's a giant fucking idiot? This guy. I cracked up before you figured it out. You win. I'm speechless. Then he said goodbye and left. Fucking hell, I can't believe you'd do that to me, I yelled at him, honestly upset. Mimi, you giant fucking cock. Mimi got up, came over to my side of the table and sitting next to me. You're an idiot for believing it, he said, wrapping his arm around my shoulder. I was upset at him, but I have a hard time saying no to physical comfort from him, even when I think he's an asshole. Then he looked at me very suddenly and intensely and said, There's no such thing as mirror versions of someone. There's no such thing as someone out there who is like you, except more desirable. You're special to me, and I can't believe you're actually stupid enough to think that I could find any way to replace you at all. There's no such thing as someone who I'd love in the way I love you. Am I perfectly clear? Yeah, I croaked. Felt pretty humbled and touched. Still upset, but mostly touched. It was sweet in his own awful way. If you're not too mad at me, I'm going to kiss you now, and it's going to make me really happy because you're special and have good taste and are someone I love, he said, leaning close. If that's alright with you. Yeah, it is, I reluctantly said. Cruel fucker.
Oh man, I love Mimi's way of being like, hey, I really love you. Let me explain it to you in excruciating detail. And somehow that only makes it even more cute.
I know, because when I read that, I was like, hey, that sounds oddly familiar. That sounds...
I don't know what
that sounds like a SK
I don't know what
thing.
you're talking about.
Also, that work of literature being referenced, totally a real work of literature, totally regarded as one of the 4 great classics of ancient Chinese literature.
I would be surprised that if it wasn't, since they're studying the classics after all.
Yeah, but like, it's not like space classics here. It's
Oh.
actual IRL Earth classics. Yeah, because, like, figure, they've been there for a cool couple thousand, not couple thousand, but like almost 2,000 years, right? So
Approaching.
it could well be distant enough in the future that space classics are a thing.
Fair enough.
But it's
Space
decidedly not in this case.
Space classics? You mean like 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yes.
Oh my god, I can't read any of sci-fi from that era anymore. Like, because there's like a 60% chance whatever you flip through is just gonna have like horrible ingrained misogyny, and I'm like,
Plus, not enough mirror shades and sky the color of a television screen tuned to a dead channel.
okay, so I mean like 80s we could definitely. This is from Mimi. Dear Sungbok, I know you think I'm an error untranslatable, but please, just at least hear me out. If I have to beg, I'll beg, but just please. For all the good times we shared together, I think I deserve to be heard out. I wish you could understand. She's just a woman. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. I was wrong not to tell you about the engagement sooner, but what was I supposed to do about it? I didn't have any effective choice in the matter. It's about money, Sungbok. I promise it's only about money. Getting by on gambling can only go so far, and with all the morality crackdowns as of late, it's not sustainable. You should know that as well as anyone working in security. If it was just me that was poor, it would be fine, but my family, well, we needed the dowry. And yes, we're gonna have a child together, but only for the money. It's just for the motherhood credit. Do you really think I'm the sort of person who would enjoy being married to a woman? Besides, she needs it too. I don't love her and never will because she's not my cute security boy. I'm just taking pity on a poor woman whose family can't afford to support her anymore. And please, honestly, you've seen what she looks like. If I don't take her in, who would? Ooh, that you didn't have to go that low, my guy.
Mean.
Like you could have gone by without the ad hominem. She's not a threat to you. I realize intense isn't what's important, so still, I'm sorry that I've managed to hurt you like I have. I was thoughtless to not consider your feelings, but it doesn't mean that we still can't be together, if you can forgive me. I was trying to be very cool when I was with you, but I just can't do it now. You mean so much to me. My life is so much better with you in it. I know I'm married to a woman now, but the only space in my bed and heart is for you, cute boy. Please forgive me, please, 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 please. I'm just so sorry to have hurt you, and I just want to make it right. If I have to suffer, then fine, I deserve it, but I know you're hurting too, and I just want to make it right. Love, painfully, Mimi.
So, something interesting that I just realized.
Go for it.
The writing system being used is notated in the top here. So, Hanmun there. This one was written with Chinese characters. I wonder if we look at one of the older messages in the log.
One of them was in Korean, because I remember looking at it and being like, huh, that's a lot of ovals.
Yeah, so that one's written in the Korean alphabet, but the later one was not.
So that means Mimi learned the language well.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is what it's translated from. Oh, that is so good.
But it's interesting also. I wonder if there's any sort of pattern if we go through the logs. I wonder if we should pay attention.
We will from now on.
Because I feel like that's... if it's something important enough to put in there,
Right.
maybe it matters.
So cool. This is in Korean.
So cool.
Dear Diary. Today was such an awesome day. I had to work at the family stall in the market again, and that super pretty woman came by to get flowers again. I made up my mind this morning that if she came back this week too, I'd say more to her than just welcome and at the price. This time I really did, and she was super nice to me. Sorry.
Nice. No,
Did we
it's
start a new
correct
block?
reading. Yeah, we did.
Okay, so this is block 4 now.
This is block 2.
Block 2. Welcome, I greeted her when she showed up at the same time she had for the past 3 weeks. The usual then, miss? Yes, please, she said in a really gorgeous voice. It's a bit husky and really pretty, and oh, speaking of pretty, I just figured out why she always looks so glamorous, because she really is an actress. But she always plays like really cool characters. She could do it so well. Let's see who's writing this.
Meijin-ah.
Meijin-ah. Wait, does J have a different sound at the beginning of a word?
Let's consult.
I apologize. I really should have this down now that we're like a full game into it, but nope. So it's Meijin-ha.
Okay.
Say, I remembered a thing.
Nice.
But I didn't find that out right away, so I didn't know how far out of my depth I was yet. While I was cutting the stems of the flowers she always asked for, I tried to think of something to say. So I guess you really like camellias, don't you? They're really pretty. I think they seem to suit you, I babbled, unable to think of anything coherent in time. Huh? She asked. And suddenly I got really tense. Did she think I was an idiot? Did I just make an idiot of myself babbling like that? Well, sure I had, and she was judging me. Harshly. I think I blushed a little, but then she smiled at me. Oh my, no. They're not for me. I don't think they suit me at all. I bundled the flowers and handed them to her, avoiding eye contact and not saying anything. I'd done enough damage, I thought. Then when she took them, she held them up beside my face, and I got a close look at her hand. Normally you couldn't see it because of her really long sleeves, but oh my gosh, they were really pretty too. And really clean and smooth looking and pretty much the exact opposite of mine. She even had really bright red nail polish, and I was really envious of how cool she was. Still trying to avoid eye contact, but she stared at me as if she was sizing me up. Yes, I think camellias go far better when contrasted with cute flowers, personally, she said. See? Perfect match. How come everyone in this universe is so fucking on point with the flirtation?
Not everyone, only the non-viewpoint characters. The viewpoint characters are all hot messes.
Huh? I murmured in confusion, but then in a couple seconds realized that she was talking about me. Oh my gosh, what a cool line wasted on me. I definitely wanted to know. I blushed more. Then I looked away. I was completely out of my depth, and I knew she knew it, and I was playing with these. Thanks, I said quietly. There was a long pause where I didn't want to say anything more and embarrass myself, and definitely didn't want to look up, but she just kept standing there. Why she was doing that, and considered it was entirely just to make me squirm. Is this revenge for saying anything at all? I should have said nothing, I thought to myself. Then I wouldn't be embarrassing myself in front of such a cool person. Why don't she go and let me wither away from shame on my own? Why didn't she go? I kept thinking. Pardon me, she said, but how much money do I owe you? And that was the moment I just turned completely and totally red. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to die of embarrassment right there on the spot. I could not have been more embarrassed. Sorry. Just a second, that's 10 silver, please, sorry, I stammered. And then I had a second crazier thought. If I couldn't be any more embarrassed, then what did I have to be afraid of? Man, once you have that realization, and can actually follow through with it, it's a pretty good moment. But,
Is it?
I mean, if you can get there and then can get yourself to accept it, but, you know. So, who are the flowers for, then? I asked, forcing myself to look at her. Someone important for you? To you? She paid me, she shook her head. Well, suppose he's a good enough friend, but it's hardly what you're thinking of. There for the play we're running, the actor who performs opposite me needs to wear one in his hair for the third act. It's not the same without real flowers. If you use fakes, you'll lose your sense of playful elegance. It's awfully important. Oh, I said. Not really sure what she meant by that last part, but I didn't really want to admit it. So you're an actress then? It was unexpected, but I wasn't surprised. She was certainly pretty and calm and way too cool to be one. And way cool enough to be one. I was even more amazed that someone like that could be talking to me so out of my depth. I am, she said, managing to make it sound so cool and dramatic, just like an actress would, I guess. Are you a fan of the theater then? I turned blank. What could I say? No, sorry, just a peasant. I could never afford that, crossed my mind. But that would just be too much, and I really wanted to impress her, or at least not make her turn away in disgust. Try to think of something. I don't know, I said honestly, but I do like dramas. Oh, well, they're not an awful lot like that, she said, but it didn't sound too dismissive. And I couldn't have been more embarrassed anyway, so it was fine. Perhaps, would you like to see a performance tomorrow night then, so you can judge for yourself? You can see if we embody playful elegance with your own eyes, which are rather pretty when you look up, I may add. I didn't know what to say to that. Well, if it's not too much trouble, is all I could think of. Hardly, she said. What's your name, dear? It's Meijin-ah, I trailed off. That's a cute name, it fits. Very well, Miss Meijin-ah, she said. Still so cool. Even Hyun-ae agrees.
She is cool.
If it pleases you, I'll have your name be put on the guest list. It's at the Silver Eternity Theater at 7 tomorrow. I'd love to see you come. Could I really turn down a request like that? No. Okay, thank you. I'll see you there, I said. Goodbye. Take care, cute flower, she said, then walked away. What, you're We're reading right here, Hyun-ae. Oh my gosh, so cool. I don't really know how to deal with any of this, and I'm kind of scared to go tomorrow, and I know I'm definitely way out of my depth. But still, she's an actress, and she was nice to me despite me being an idiot at her. Oh my gosh, what an awesome day. I just can't deal with this, even if I'm scared. I really can't wait to see her again. Lucky, get chance. She's just so cool. Nice.
Anyway, here's the second gay subplot.
I forgot that they were right next to each other.
Yep.
Oh well, you don't get your gay spaced out, you get your gay all right at the top. And this is by... Oh man, she gets a fucking movie poster.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
Good old Ha-ae Jung.
Ha-ae Chung? Isn't it a CH?
Oh yeah, probably. I missed that.
Ha-ae Chung. Ha-ae Chung.
It's not
A,
though.
Ha-ae Chung. Right, because that's the one I kept messing up. Ha-ae Chung. Alright, we got it. My performance last night must have been my worst yet. I got no less than a dozen lines wrong, including the no unplucked flower one, meaning that the entire meaning of my own speech at the climax was reversed. To say nothing of my entire cue that I missed while I was worrying about missing a cue. To say that it was disastrous would be a dramatic understatement. It was calamitous, utterly amateur hour on my behalf, and I have the utmost certainty that even the audience could tell. And of course, this was the performance to which I invited the girl with the flowers from the other day, the one I was trying to impress. I would have died of shame on the spot if I could. Utterly calamitous. I completely underlined the whole meaning, I argued with the others, pouring myself another glass of well-needed wine. Somehow, even my co-star wasn't taking me seriously. It's a complicated play, love. Nobody other than us noticed it, I guarantee it. Just go off what the program describes it as meaning anyway, Daimi said, rolling his eyes. Please stop self-effacing for attention. So who's Daimi? I bet this is the person that she's acting alongside, right?
Yeah, so Taimi is probably the co-star.
Nice. I am doing no such thing, I protested. I looked at the other girls in the group, but they just shrugged. But before I could say any more, the door slid open, one of the stagehands appearing. Sorry, Miss Ha-ae Chung? A, right?
Yeah.
Ha-ae Chung, there's a common girl who's really insistent on seeing you. She says she knows you. What should I say? He asked. Oh no, China? I winced. Couldn't face her not after that disaster. Tell her I'm not here. Tell her I've died. Tell her that I've died of shame and therefore I'm not here. I'll say that you're busy, he said uncomfortably. Wait. Who's this China that you're so afraid of? The great Ha-ae Chung. Scared of a commoner? Daimi mocked. Send her in. This must be seen. Okay, sir, the stagehand said, and closed the doors despite my obvious distress. That's so... Oh, it's not that mean, Hyun-ae. Please, at least treat her nicely, I implored Daimi. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to be mean to her. I'm going to be mean to you, he declared. So I had to respond by asking how I might be able to tell the difference, but at that moment the door slid open. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, she exclaimed, bowing unnecessarily. Just wanted to thank Miss Ha-ae Chung for inviting me here. Sorry for the trouble, I'll be going now. Come in. Any friend of A Chung is a friend of ours, I insist. Not really, she said quietly, glancing at me, seeming worried. I gave her a sympathetic look. I mean, okay, thanks. Made room for her at the table, and she knelt down next to me. I smiled at her and tried to reassure myself that I hadn't really lost the upper hand. Perhaps she didn't know just to what extent I had utterly destroyed myself on stage. Perhaps. It's a nice dress, he told her. Really wasn't. She tried her best to look, well, I don't know what her expectation of what one wears to a theater is, but I'm damn sure she tried her best. It was cute, it was endearing that she tried, but it was very certainly not a nice dress. He was making fun of her after all. I winced. It wasn't fair. She could hardly know better. Thank you, she stammered. I wanted to die right there, on the spot, or swoop in and rescue her with a clever repartee. Before I had a chance to think of anything to say, she just looked at him with a look of amazement and said, there's just one thing I'm confused by, though. I looked away. I was simply unable to watch this unfold. I had invited her here, and he was simply going to devour her whole. I had not yet understand how truly calamitous this was. And what's that? He asked with a smirk. Well, it's something Miss Ha-ae Chung was saying. A Chung, damn it! Ha-ae Chung was saying, telling me. She said it's impossible to embody a playful elegance if you use mock flowers, right? She asked. I looked straight down. She was just too naive for this. She was going to get destroyed. Of course, he said. Okay, that makes sense, she said enthusiastically. Then she said the unexpected. So, then don't you also lose the playful elegance if you use mock compliments? Snap! Snap! I suddenly looked up out of shock, and there was silence. She just tilted her head, looking cutely, as if she really did expect an answer. After a moment had passed for it to sink in, the girls giggled. I thought she hadn't understood, but no, she knew exactly when she'd been the butt of a joke, and she just absolutely called him on it in the most adorable and most natural-seeming way. I may nearly have swooned on the spot. I thought I'd impress her when I invited her, but instead, I was the one who was impressed. You're right, he said, shrugging it off. That was unbecoming of me, and I apologize. I was very truly impressed. The tone of the conversation was respectful after that. She really was naive, it turned out, but after a drink or two, she freely confessed to it in a way that was just the most endearing thing in the world. I explained the play to her, and I even admitted to her just how disastrously my performance had gone, even after it was clear she couldn't tell. And her response was simply to smile innocently at me and with the utmost sincerity. It's okay. I'm sure you'll get it perfect next time. It's the sweetest thing. Eventually, all the other actors took their leave, simply leaving us alone together backstage. Entirely too drunk and entirely too close together. I was just smitten with her at this point. I've immensely enjoyed your company tonight, I told her. Without a doubt, you are far more than I, the absolute embodiment of playful elegance. Oh, please don't be silly, she said. I clasped her hand with mine. I mean it truly, I declared. I'd like to think that I had some sort of segue into what I said next, something that made it seem natural, not just an act of forwardness that would be excessive even for me, but cannot remember saying anything of the sort, unfortunately. All I remember was staring deep into her eyes and declaring, if it please you, I'd rather like to kiss you right now. So even like the really cool people are really anxious and nerdy as soon as we get to get their viewpoint, right? It's like as soon as it's like conservation of adorkableness. As soon as you're the viewpoint, you become adorkable. She blushed profusely and immediately regretted saying that, realizing I had moved remarkably too fast, and I was acting remarkably too drunk. Okay, sure, she stammered, sounding reluctant. My apologies, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know what I was thinking. Please forgive me, I said to her. No, She looked down. I'd really like it if you did, please. That'd be nice. I raised her chin with my finger so I could look her in the eyes. Really? I asked with uncertainty. Really? She stammered, trembling slightly as I stared her in the eyes. I mean, if you want, it's okay if you don't. I I'd just like it if you did, really. Very well, I said, then leaned forward, clasping her hands and gently kissed her quivering lips. I felt so delicate against mine, and I could nearly taste her surprise. Then I kissed her once more, unable to help myself. You smell nice, little flower, I said softly to her. Thanks, she said. When I pulled away, she was still blushing bright red, still quivering, but she grinned at me. Then a worried look overcame her face, and she looked around the room. Oh no, is it midnight already? Oh geez, I'm so late. I should have gone home ages ago. I have to leave. Sorry. I'm sorry, forgive me. You don't have to say that, I told her, letting go when I realized I really just had scared her off. I'd come on to her too strongly, and she wanted to be a good sport, but the kiss really did scare her off. What a fool I am, I thought. I'll let you go. I didn't mean to push you like that. No, I like that. I'm flattered that you even look at me like that. I mean it, she said, rising to her feet. I shook my head. You don't need to say that. Don't worry about offending me. I understand. You don't need to worry about seeing me again, so don't spare my feelings. I'm not, she exclaimed. I like you. I think you're really cool. Please believe me. And she pulled out an ugly hair clip from her hair and handed it to me. Here, hold on to this. I'm not giving it to you. I want it back, okay? I'm trusting you to hold on to it until I can be with you again. I'm noticing a theme here in the ways people get each other to see them again.
It's clothing.
Yep.
It's clothing and accessories.
It's taking someone else's clothing and then getting it back. Over under on it being a skull hairpin?
I hope so.
I took it from her, not sure what to say. She started to run away, shouting back at me, Bye for now, till next time. Till next time, I said, trailing off, watching her run away. No, adult relationships are mostly cuddling and watching anime. I don't know what you're thinking, Hyun-ae.
Adult relationships are mostly discussing monthly budgeting and whether or not to open a joint account.
Yeah, actually. That's not even memeing. That's actually part of what we've been talking. Jesus Christ. Only once she left did I realize that my heart was actually racing. She now may be cute and timid and as fun to play with as I expected, but well, I certainly had not expected her to grab a hold of my heart like that. I thought I'd be the one to sweep her off her feet, impress her, be the charming one. But all I could think was that I'd surely just given my worst performance yet, and somehow the audience was receptive all the same. Despite the stammering and the excitement and the blushing, I had no doubt she was far more graceful than I had ever been. Right after she left, I clipped her pin in my own hair.
Adorable. And gay.
Yeah,
yes, let's talk. So, this is really embarrassing to even bring up, but All these people sure seem to talk about sex a lot, don't they?
Is it embarrassing or is there nothing? She seems to be happy if we say it's embarrassing.
I don't know. Is it embarrassing?
There's nothing wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
Oh, you really think so? Does that mean that's something you'd maybe like to talk about?
Only if you want to. Only if you want to.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important.
Oh, well, I guess I do, actually. I just find it really surprising that everyone talks about that so directly.
Only in visual novels.
Nobody really
Oh.
What?
What? My bad. Hold on.
Nobody really talked about it so casually in my time. Plus, reading about A Chung and Hyun-ae makes me realize that I have no idea what it's like to, be with a woman like that. What about you? Do you have any experience in such matters?
I won't say. Do you want me to get the Rolodex, or...?
Ah, I see. If you don't mind my asking, was it with a woman, or...
Why is there only one?
What do you mean, why is there only one?
It's complicated. It's complicated?
It can be.
Hey, they were genderqueer.
Ah, well, from what we've been reading, I suppose that's normal, isn't it?
Well played.
Anyway, as for me, it's... well... Oh geez, I'm sorry, I can't say it. It's just too embarrassing. Forget I said anything, let's just go back to reading together. Sorry.
Now, do I remember correctly that one of the only things she was looking forward to was having sex with the Emperor?
Yeah? That was something. Hey, repair information from J.R. Robinson.
For the millionth time, tune up your deflector regularly. Tune up your deflector regularly. Tune up your bloody deflector regularly. From the damage report you sent us, it's pretty obvious what happened. Your deflector engaged probably a nanosecond too late, and instead of removing an incoming piece of microscopic debris, it just changed the angle enough to glance it right through your primary engine at 0.9 speed of light. Honestly, you're damned lucky it didn't pass through an unshielded area, or you wouldn't even be alive right now. I see this is sort of thing happen all the goddamn time, and it is completely avoidable if you would just take your ship in for regular tune-up. There's absolutely no excuse. Tune up your deflector regularly. It's covered by all insurance providers by law, and it takes no more than 5 minutes. I'll do it this time for you, but it's up to you to bring it in for a tune-up every 6 months. For now, I expect to see the White Princess at the shop by February 12th. Don't know how long it'll take to fix, but judging by the damage report, you're going to be grounded for at least a week while we wait for parts to arrive. And for the love of God, tune up your bloody deflector regularly. Well fucking put. Wait, what if, while they're waiting for parts to arrive, it just repeats the same day over and over? And they can't get the page day calendar to turn to the next day.
Oh, from Space Dandy.
It's a
yeah,
Space
yeah,
Dandy
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, it is.
Whoop. Showing red.
One more log. Don't pick the flowers.
Attention, getting headline. Don't Pick the Flowers review by Mugunghwa Monthly. The Silver Eternities production Don't Pick the Flowers is the current pinnacle of modern theater, with Hyun-ae Chung, and Lee Dae-mi giving their finest performances to date. Oh, we don't get a photo of him. The ever-lovely A. Chung has always been one of our favorite stars ever since this publication started, but for the past half year it's been obvious even to the casual theatergoer that her career has been somewhat of a slump. One of her recent performances, she was so visibly spaced out she completely missed cues, delivered as many of the show's important monologues with the stiffness of a stale noodle. I can only speculate as to why, but it's been troubling to watch. Lately, however, we've seen a real return to her previous form. A. Chung is enchanting as a dream, and her onstage chemistry with her co-star Dae-mi produces unbelievably convincing tension. For 3 hours, she becomes the perfect embodiment of love and scorn, taking you through the play's myriad complex turns and betrayals. And make no mistake, this is a difficult play. Don't Pick the Flowers presents the story of a charismatic veteran Earth politician, Anna Harper, played by Hyun-ae Chung, whose charm belies a vicious revenge plot against the seductive serial killer, Ansu. by Lee Daimi in yet another cross-dressing role, a playboy who uses his status to escape the law. It's a chilling story of manipulation, and the entire play is a duel of wit and charm between the two. A complicated dance where one is never sure who is ahead until the end. In the hands of a less skilled cast or any other director, it could be a mess, but Chung and Daimi are entrancing, and when done right, confusion only helps to sell their roles even more. If you only see one play this year, it absolutely must be this. I don't know what happened to Chung to bring her back to grace, but we're all the better for it. 5 stars.
Nice.
What do you mean it's kind of boring?
One last thing.
Yeah, what up?
Well, looks like we're nearly out of power for today. I think... Well, that's probably for the better anyway. I don't think I could read everything all at once. Us neither.
Yeah.
Us neither.
This is actually the days are taking longer than I thought they would. I apologize.
I mean, this isn't gonna have a happy ending. It's important to pace yourself, I think. We still have 2 whole more days to waste until we arrive anyway. But tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's gonna be a special day. Are you excited?
What's tomorrow?
What? Don't you know? Tomorrow is the first day of the Lunar New Year.
My bad.
I never really saw much point in celebrating it for the past 622 years. I mean, it's something you spend with family.
Why are you celebrating the Lunar New Year when you're out in the middle of fucking space where there isn't a goddamn satellite anywhere around you?
Maybe they brought a moon. But I really, really, really want to spend it with you now. I think if you don't have any family, it's just as good to spend it with the one you love instead.
Aww.
Ah, right, I forgot. You're supposed to have a new hanbok to celebrate the new year with. I'll have to be sure to design a new one. Oh wow, that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. You'll get to see it tomorrow. Looking forward to showing it to you. Well, right, anyway, we're almost out of power. I'll give you a button to shut everything down until tomorrow then. There's no hurry, but when you're ready, you should press the shutdown button. That's all. Well,
End of the first day.
that's day 1. We've learned a lot about gay things,
And very little of the intrigue.
but I'm sure it will come up in time.
Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see you again. Actually, we're probably going to be airing these like one day after the other. So even if it's not tomorrow for us, it'll be tomorrow for you.
Probably so.
Ciao.
Bye. So what was different with the framing device when you did it?
So when I played it, I had gotten the investigator leaves with no AI ending.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, this was when we played it together.
Yeah, I don't remember though.
Yeah,
that
remember
part.
it was a reconstruction of Mute walking us through it.
A reconstruction of Mute. Okay.
I believe it was a reconstruction of Mute, or I don't think it was the same Mute as it was from the original game. But remember that we went through it, and Mute was like, "Wow, what was going on there?"
Mm-hmm.
And then Mute deleted herself at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that was just the regular Mute route.
It might be, but like it's a different framing device.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because where's the data in that one? It's not still in Hyun-ae's code somewhere.
It's in Mute's code, right?
It must have been, yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, Hyun-ae created herself from Mute's code back in the first game.
There it is.
So that's why the data's there.
There it is.
And the reason the data is in Mute's code is what we learn over the course of this game.
Gotcha. All right.